Let's get it.
Dope. Yeah, hell yeah. Let's go. What's up, everybody? Welcome. If anyone's here, I don't know. I can't see.
Do they tune in? You get live?
Yeah,
We
usually
get live
a couple.
listeners.
I was talking to one of my friends yesterday, and he said we shouldn't do it in the middle of the afternoon. Oh, and we lost James.
Yeah. And yeah. What the hell?
Yeah, but it's the only time we're all free. That's the issue.
Yeah, but what about like a Saturday afternoon?
What in the
Oh, that's interesting.
You know,
But college football's on, so
yeah,
I don't
we're
know.
not a Saturday? That's not gonna
I mean, some people are losers and don't have anything to do. But what's up, everybody? We're here with our good friend James Schrader.
Hey everybody. Thanks for
one
having
of my
me.
favorite people in the world. I don't know how Hassan and Morgan feel about you. Morgan, have you and James ever met?
Love him.
We've never
No, we briefly talked on FaceTime at your house once.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Very brief.
And ever since then, it's been love. So
Oh, before that, James.
So James picked Inventions. Is there a reason, or it just stuck out to you?
just sounds fun, humanity and whatnot, and us exploring the next steps and growing as a species.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see where this one goes, what the parameters are going to be, because I wrote down maybe 20 things, and they're kind of all over the place. So especially after last week we did body parts, and it kind of got away from us.
Yeah.
What ended up being
Very
the body
quickly.
part? What was the body part?
Heart was number one, and it shouldn't have been. But I just think everyone was
Well-
everyone was tired, and nobody was really willing to argue. So we just kind of accepted whatever happened. So yeah, we'll see where
The
this
big
goes.
winner was Butts.
Butts was the big winner.
Yeah, but
Yeah, for
Butts
sure.
was on only on one person's list, but they convinced us. Our guest last week convinced us it should be pretty high, and it won. It won.
Yeah.
Why? What is the magic of butts that took it to
Shit.
the next level?
I'll be honest, I'm still not sure, but
Well-
they got there.
It's the waste elimination and the aesthetic.
Aesthetic, okay. I mean, that
Both
only
those
goes
things
for a
combined.
portion of the population, though.
No, men have nice butts. You ever watch football?
That's true. That's true. We all look good in tight pants,
Yeah.
or not all of us, but professional athletes.
Some people. I have a friend who has a really nice butt.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Morgan, are you shushing your mom?
No, my dog came back in from his walk, and I was shushing him.
Your dog walked
Yeah.
itself?
No, I have a broken leg, so I have someone helping me out, and you're not available right
What
now.
in the world?
I have someone helping me out. They walk my dog for me.
That's a good friend.
Yeah, pretty good friend. I'm giving them money, so not that good, but
Yeah. Never mind. Horrible
Put 'em on
friend.
blast. All right, you guys want to get started? You want to try to figure this out?
Yeah, I'm very curious as to what James put as his number one.
Yeah. Schrader, you want to take a second to figure out your camera, or you want to dive into it?
We can dive in while I click around. My number one is flight.
Okay. That
Greatest
makes-
invention, flight.
If you guys don't know, James flies airplanes.
And the reason why I say this is because what's the Mark Twain quote of travel? I'm going to butcher this. Travel is like the answer to all prejudice, pretty much. Because as the world gets smaller and your exposure gets larger, you are open-minded and open to more things and more people. And so I think flight has turned the fact that you can crisscross the country. Like I just got back from Virginia. Was it 2 nights ago? And you can go from one side of the country to the other, or one side of the world to the other in less than a day, where it used to take months, to cross on a horse wagon or like ships at sea or sailing. Like it's amazing where you can go in one day now.
For sure. I had airplane written down. Same thing, same idea. It wasn't on my top 10 though. Where are you guys at?
I had airplane on my list, but lower. I had airplane at 5.
Okay. Morgan?
I had two for number one. It was a tie. I had the printing press and Dr. Squatch soap.
Pandering.
I've used the product before. It's awesome. And the printing press, I feel like, is pretty revolutionary in the fact that it helped a lot more people be able to read and learn information.
But but if we're talking about helping humanity, didn't it also allow the people in power and with wealth to control the people, the average and the poor?
Yeah, I mean,
I feel like it allowed the average and the poor to make decisions and determine like what information they were going to intake.
Yeah, but also
just gave
them
like, more options.
If we look at it like that, like at a certain point, every invention, especially at the beginning, helped the haves put down the have-nots.
Yeah,
like that.
That's a good point.
You know what I mean? Like there was a time where to fly on an airplane, you had to be a certain level of society to even get on one. You know what I mean? So it's like,
well, yeah, I mean, the invention was two bicycle guys. They weren't wealthy. They were broke. I mean, the Wright brothers, and by the way, they weren't the first ones to fly. They were the first ones to do powered flight. So they were the first ones to have an engine and actually take off from the ground. There were other people that had already jumped off cliffs and like hills and stuff. But those were just two broke guys. And then the military got a hold of it, and then we bombed people. Which it's... But the printing press for me is a tough one because it's like, what an incredible jump of like, now we can share experience. We can share, it's like we have a way to share the documented and like the history. But again, all that was written and all that was controlled by the church at first. And again, it was all control.
Yeah, I went a step above printing press for my number one. I put language.
Ah, yeah.
I like where your head's at.
Yeah, if we're talking all
like where your
humanity,
head's at.
you're right. That was deal. That was legit.
That's why, like, my list, I'm kind of curious as to what the parameters are going to be for this list, because a lot of mine are like bigger ideas like that, where it's not a specific thing. It's like
I love it. He's like, my ideas are bigger ideas. You guys are down here with your little small-minded
ideas.
ideas.
Little airplane, and my little printing press. No, fucking language. You know.
I had the wheel
As
legit.
One?
Yeah, as one.
I had wheel at
You
3.
know what? I
got wheel at 3 too.
Without even hearing your argument, wheel is number one.
Wheel is widely considered to be like the greatest invention of all time, right?
Yeah.
Just
because have you ever tried to push
how
a
iconic
square?
it is? Do you know why it was invented originally?
Why?
For pottery.
Interesting.
And then,
I mean, the first wheel was actually a disc that was spinning to make the pottery, and then some asshole got in a fight with his wife over the cleanliness of the hut, and he kicked over the pottery thing, and it just rolled down the hill, and he was like, "Ah,
yeah, I gotta get away from this bitch." That's what
that was the first unicycle ever invented.
He kicked over. He went to his neighbor's house, stole that pottery wheel, put a basket, put all his shit in it, and he's like, "I'm out of here, bitch!" And he just rolled out. By the way, he had like 4 things. He had a stool.
Yeah.
He had a goat.
Yeah. I also was kicking around, and I ended up not putting it on my list, but I was kicking around fire.
Yeah. But did we invent it or did we use it?
That's where I'm
That's what I was saying. I left it off because fire's always been around.
Right.
Yeah, we didn't invent it. We just we figured out how to make it.
That's why I kept it off the list. But it is like we did figure out how to make it. That in and of itself is something that I don't think any animal can do.
Yeah, that's the lesson of the Jungle Book.
Oh yeah, that is the lesson of the Jungle Book, the red flower.
Yeah,
but
only man can create fire.
Because I mean that's the sort of basis of everything, right?
Yeah.
But I'm okay with leaving it off the list if no one wants to, because I'm not gonna fight for it super hard.
Yeah,
so.
I just don't see it as an invention.
Okay, that's
fair.
It's,
to take credit as inventing fire is
yeah, that's the Lord. The Lord gets that W.
Yeah, amen. God's inventions, fire's on
amen. Hallelujah.
Why?
If we do top 10 works of God, it would be the 4 of us, and then fire would be 5, I think.
Yeah, I think so. That's fair. I think we are all in agreement.
So what do we have? We have the wheel. We have
Flight.
I
guess
language.
Yeah.
And Morgan, what's yours?
Mine was the printing press, but I mean, we could fold that into language. You know?
Yeah. I mean, they were not. I mean, I think they're separate enough because of the fact that like everyone was grunting at each other, and then language, and then when they actually created words, then they could have the oral history passed down and pass the knowledge down. But I think they're separate. I think they're separate.
Yeah, I think
I
printing press
think they're
can
separate as well.
get enough credit by itself for sure.
Well, were the grunts a form of language though?
Yes, that was probably the initial form, but you couldn't. I don't think there was. I think it was very in the moment. I don't think they had grunts that could tell a story.
Well,
Yeah, it wasn't like the grunts that meant like there's a big cat or a bear or something.
Well, my question is language then kind of like fire, that we've learned how to use the grunts in a way that we can communicate?
No, because communication, I think, is like fire. Language is the idea of inventing the ability to use communication.
Okay.
I agree with
If
Matt.
that makes sense. Yeah.
That's definitely fair.
Those are all bigger words than I'm used to, but I mean, everyone's pretty high on wheel too. What do we like more, wheel or language or flight?
In my mind, I got to keep wheel at number 3 because my 1 and 2 are so much more important to me than the wheel. Like if I never had the printing press, I don't know. I wouldn't understand how like it feels more important than the wheel.
The printing press allowed us to tell lots of other people about. No, the wheel came about way before. Sorry.
Also, I don't think. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if the first printing press had little wheels in it.
Yeah, for sure.
It did. Yeah, it did.
It definitely
Oh,
did.
wow.
I was way off.
Now you're fucking me up. Yeah.
He might have had the wheel before we actually had more than grunting. Before spoken word.
We wouldn't need a printing press if we never figured out how to travel faster, right?
Yeah,
True.
if we didn't figure out how to move around, what's the point of anything, really?
Yeah.
If you can't move from one place, or if you can't move things one place to another either.
And
No,
just-
you guys, you're selling me.
Just in terms of iconicness, when you think of inventions, it's like, oh, the wheel. Everyone's
Yeah.
trying to
Wheel.
make the next wheel.
Mhm.
Everyone's trying to
You
find the
see-
next wheel.
You see the guy with the chisel in the wheel. Like that's a famous picture
Right.
that
Yeah.
people have seen.
Yeah.
I mean, it's the first thing that popped. The wheel was the first thing that popped in my mind.
Yeah.
What we
so-
didn't
It's
mention.
the second thing I wrote down, so it's up there.
I mean, I'm really pushing for wheel number
Should
one
we,
here.
should we put it number
I'll
one?
go
Is
wheel
everyone
one.
Okay with that?
I think I'm on board.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like everything besides language, everything we mentioned needed the flight needs wheels.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, at first we didn't. Well,
they were bicycle guys, right?
that's true. I guess it
Hey,
did have
I'm-
wheels. The right flyer had wheels.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it had wheels. Yeah, it has to. I mean, I think all planes have to have wheels.
Not drones. Not the drones.
Not
we
exactly.
bomb, families
That's
with.
not. Listen, we can get in the minutia of aviation structure and the ways to. But no, that's not accurate. Not all, because a lot of gliders in the early days didn't have wheels.
Okay.
Also, those planes that they land on the ocean and stuff.
There you go. See,
They don't have wheels.
yeah,
Bypass.
no wheels.
But I'm sure there's some sort of wheel in there that makes them work, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, once you have an engine, you have a
Steering wheel.
crankshaft, you have bearings, you have I mean, there's a lot of wheels. There's a lot of moving parts. Some of them are wheels.
Right.
Um,
Okay. What do we have for number two? I mean, I think you can then. Language is a huge thing that we got to consider.
Yeah. Let
I
me
think
see.
language is right there. I mean, like the wheel.
Oh, did he
Language
cut out?
allowed one guy to tell the other guy how to make the wheel.
Yeah.
True.
So I mean, that's like the wheel and language are
They're the OGs.
like when the guy was yelling at the lady, like "I'm getting out of here." He had to use language, so we already had invented that, and that allowed him to tell him like "I'm getting my shit and I'm out," and then he moved out.
Yeah. I mean, language is like the thing that really separates humans from animals, right?
Yeah.
The
Well,
ability
I
to-
think it's
But humans are animals, like, just so we don't forget.
clearly, and at the same time, like animals have language.
they have communication.
What's the difference?
Language is the
Like grammar and stuff.
letters, words.
Again, well, now letters is
Letters is on my list.
My thing is too. I don't think animals communicate in like proper nouns. They communicate in like ideas. So it'll be
Like,
like,
what are their
a
pronouns?
certain sound will mean like that's a threat, but you can't tell exactly what type of threat it is. Or like it'll be like I'm hungry, but they can't tell you like what specific food. They're just
right.
expressing themselves.
That was a good joke, James.
Okay. What's that?
I said that was a
I'm
good
sorry, I
choice.
stepped on it.
No, I don't.
Yeah, so, I mean, do we want to go language 2 then?
Down
I had
language
electricity
too.
as too.
All right. Cool. I'll put language 2, and then Morgan, we can move on.
All right, fair enough.
I mean,
So we're at wheel,
Wheel is
language.
1,
Language.
language is 2
yeah.
at the moment.
I have electricity at 3.
Okay, I had
that's
electricity
the
at
case.
4. I have a big one that
I
kind
got
of
it,
fits
too.
in with language, which is religion.
And that was a good thing for humanity?
It's not necessarily. I mean, a lot of the things on my list are evil. A lot of the things on my list are the reason the world sucks. But
Well, I guess, I mean, like, what is the definition that these are the greatest inventions? The best?
just the top 10.
The top 10 inventions of all time.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
yeah. So I guess it doesn't have to be for good or evil. It's either one.
No.
Oh, then yeah, religion. I mean, if
Hugely
you want to control,
influential. Yeah, took
The
over.
most
Well,
the world,
religion to me,
still runs
it doesn't
the
feel
world.
like an invention. It feels more like just a belief system.
yeah, but somebody had to invent that belief system.
It's something we came up with, and you know, no offense, Mom. It's something that we use to. I mean, I can also see the argument that it's not an invention. So let's figure that
Yeah,
out.
it does. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. In my mind, it feels wrong to say that it's an invention, even though it is a thing that we made up.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
It was our way of explaining what we was.
yeah,
unexplainable.
it's our way with
Yeah.
Is Harry
with
Potter an
language.
invention?
Yeah. Then so is.
Yeah, so yeah, you know what I mean. Like, language, it involves some sort of tinkering, right? There's some mathematics to it. Whereas religion is kind of just like, this is how I feel about stuff, at its base, kind of. You know, that's a very simplification of what religion is, but
Yeah. Well, it's somebody going.
Also, like inventions, I feel like are tangible. They're things you could like touch and see and use. Where religion is it's very
Well,
abstract.
religion was somebody standing in front of a whole bunch of other people going like, I have the answers. Listen to me. I have all the answers.
Yeah.
right.
So,
Well,
and that person had the, they created the whole thing.
Well,
So, I mean, yeah.
Jake just said in the chat, friendship is the best invention, which is a funny thing to say. But it does, like, if we open it up to religion, if we open it up to things like religion, then definitely, like, stuff like that is, like, all of a sudden, like,
Well,
that's open as well, I think.
I don't know about that, because friendship is like a feeling. Friendship it's not something that we like decided to, like, people have been friends for a long time, and then we just made a word about the feeling of being friends with somebody. Religion was invented and created in order to accomplish other things, much like all the other inventions on the list.
I mean, you can kind of use the same argument though. That like people have felt that there's been a creator this whole time, and then this kind of religion was just a thing that we used to describe it and gave it like a word. Because you have to figure, since we've had to figure that we've come from somewhere. I kind of been wondering what that is, where that is, who made us.
Sure.
But then religion's just kind of like the name and stuff that we put to it to explain it to people.
Sure. I know there's people that would really like if we left religion off this list, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I'm not for it.
All right.
I feel like you're talking to two of them.
Yeah.
I just mean in terms of people who love Jesus.
Well, but wait, hold on. In that case, wouldn't they think this is the greatest invention?
Yeah, but they wouldn't call it an invention.
Well, the Lord invented it. Somebody had to invent it. We're not discussing who invented it.
that's
We're just
true.
saying it was invented.
That's true.
So,
Yeah. All right. Well, yeah. Let's leave it off the list then, if you guys don't like it. I do think it was an invention, but
My number 4.
So then let's
kind of in the same vein
let's
as
talk
language.
about before we move on, Morgan. Let's talk about electricity. If we all had it high,
Okay, I thought we put that at 3. My bad.
no, I haven't put anything at 3 yet. I had electricity. So if I take religion off, electricity is at 3 for me too.
Yeah,
Schrader,
What do you have?
it's too powerful.
guys, but what about the sandwich?
Oh, that's not.
'Cause that was before electricity. I'm just like, from a time frame, we invented that before electricity,
Is that true?
and that.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Who invented
It's on my
the
list.
sandwich?
Not in the top 10, but it's on my list.
There's some story about the Earl of Sandwich or something, which I think has been totally
Yep.
debunked. Is that legit? I think that's not actually true.
Check.
That's the only story I did was the Earl of Sandwich.
Yeah, I mean, I'm choose to believe it's real.
What a legend that guy is, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Inventing the sandwich.
Sandwich.
Put some meat between 2 slices of bread.
He changed as many lives as religion.
So
You
but
kidding
Schrader,
me?
you
More.
Think, you think the
Way more.
You think the sandwich is better than electricity?
No.
Well, I mean, Is it better than electricity?
I need to put the sun up there.
Oh, hi, Daisy.
Oh. Daisy, what's better, sandwiches or electricity?
Electricity.
Yep.
Electricity.
Daisy's so smart, bro.
Listen, if a 4-year-old says it, I think she's right.
Daisy's a smart
She's not
girl.
lying, but
Mm-mm. Thanks, Daisy. I'm gonna finish my meeting. Okay, go play. Thank you for this beautiful sun. Now,
Start
go
Yeah.
get one out of the fridge. Go ahead.
So
Let
funny.
me ask you
I mean,
guys this.
Daisy coming in from the top rope there, really.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this: whose mind is more pure than that of a 4-year-old,
A 3-year-old.
a 3-year-old?
And Jesus.
zero hesitation too.
Yeah.
Yeah, she had the answer. She knew it immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She doesn't have all the baggage that we have. Of like, but I love a sandwich.
Yeah.
It's like, what's better than peanut butter and jelly? Nothing.
That's what the future of this should be. Is you guys just somehow get your hands on 4-year-olds and ask them.
Yeah.
It's kind of true, actually.
They'll give us the most
Daisy.
pure, most honest answer.
Yeah, take out all the
Daisy,
bias of
what-
life.
yeah.
and-
What's better? What's more important invention, the wheel or electricity? Electricity.
Wow. She might be
That's
right.
That's a very modern day thought.
She might be right.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, there's something spinning to make the electricity work.
Yeah. Not for long,
True.
though.
That's fair.
Also, I think
Yeah.
electricity, it's got like one of the coolest invention stories. Some dude was just outside in the rain with a kite
And
and
a
a key.
key,
Yeah.
which usually would kill you. Did
Yeah.
did
And
it
then we voted
happen?
that man president like 20 years later. Like, that's, you know what I mean?
What'd you
Right.
say?
So clearly, we made a
He was-
person with mental health issues.
He was never president.
Not a president.
Benjamin
Yeah,
Franklin
never
wasn't president?
Nope.
No.
Oh, Thomas Edison. All right, whatever,
Dude,
dude.
he was like,
Thomas
he was
Edison
like,
also-
Thomas Edison wasn't president either.
I apologize. I get my old whites confused. I know, but Thomas Edison invented electricity.
and the light bulb and the telephone. No, yeah, the telephone.
I had most of the facts. And shut the fuck up, Jake. That's not funny.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Ah.
funny.
Telephone was Alexander Graham Bell.
You
There you
named
go,
two
pal.
people that weren't presidents.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone remembers the Bell campaign.
I like electricity at 3 here. I do like sandwich. I think maybe it should be on the list.
Yeah, sandwich is the first
I'm
one I
putting
heard.
sandwich at 4 right now.
We'll see where she falls.
Although in terms of oh, Jake's got a good point. In terms of sandwich, I
Jake's-
didn't have
where's Jake's
sandwich.
point?
I wrote sliced bread, just because of the phrase.
Nothing's better than sliced bread.
It's whenever a new invention comes, they say it's the best thing since sliced bread.
Which is really sandwiches. Why would you slice your bread if you weren't going to make a sandwich?
Right,
So
right,
that's
right.
Toast.
Yeah.
It didn't make. I don't.
Oh, toast.
It didn't have toasters.
Yeah, they had
I don't know
fire.
how. I don't know if they were. Huh?
They had fire. They would do it like s'mores.
They were like put it over the fire. Yeah.
But yeah, I like
Toast
electricity
bread.
there.
Okay. Electricity at 3.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Alright, what do you guys have at
Wait,
number
so what are
4?
our top 3 right now? What's our top 3? I'm gonna just so I have it in front of me.
Number
Number
one is
one,
the wheel.
wheel.
2 is language. 3 is electricity. We still have flight.
And are we considering language and the printing press the same thing, or no?
I think no. I think
No.
if it comes up later, I mean, it might make the list though.
I have for number 4, I have the internet.
Okay, I had that at 5.
I have internet at 10.
Wow.
Really, that
So
low.
our internet would we consider like the internet and computers the same thing, or they are two separate things?
I have computers at 16, so.
Yeah, I think if you don't include computers with internet, it doesn't make the list. I think you can kind of throw it in with internet, but I think either way, internet I think beats it, right?
Yeah.
The internet's a better invention than computers if you separate them. Is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
internet is
Yeah.
like flight for the mind.
Yeah, I mean, it's
Oh.
it's like, because it's like, you know how you're like, oh, I can get to Virginia, I can talk to someone in Virginia at the end of the day with flight. Well, I can talk to someone in fucking
Yeah.
Dubai right now.
Right now, live on video. Boop,
Yeah,
boop, boop,
on video, I
boop.
can pull it up and like, yeah.
In less than 10 seconds.
Yeah. And
You
there is
could
this
buy a person in Dubai right now.
Yeah.
With the internet. You could,
Yes. Purchase them.
I didn't.
But I do think it's like, so people talk. I've heard this theory about like we don't know how the pyramids were made exactly, and the reason why is like sometimes we think primitive people as primitive, but they were still people. So it's very possible they invented something that we just couldn't wrap our minds around, like our society just didn't get to. And I think the internet, once we're ancient people, might be one of those things where like future historians are like, how the fuck were they able to communicate over vast distances of space like that?
Yeah.
I think that, I mean, if the internet went down tomorrow, all our lives would be thrown into a massive flux.
It'd be worse than COVID.
Yeah.
It would be way worse than COVID.
1,000 times worse than COVID.
Ancient historians are going to look back and be like, how did Donald Trump get elected president?
Yeah.
Even more than that, you're gonna be like, what are these memes and why are there millions of them?
Yeah, no.
These
memes,
useless. What is this? Is this how they communicated? I think they were all dumb.
I think these people worked up some sort of grumpy cat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're going to be right about it all. That's the crazy thing.
They're going to look at memes and be like, oh, these are their hieroglyphs. Like, it's very like... Yeah, you know? So it's like, in fact, they buried, I think 9gag buried an obelisk full of memes in the middle of the desert. So there's a very big chance that someone finds that 1,000 years in the future and be like, oh, this is how they communicated.
Yeah, I like internet here. I think it's a big one.
I think it's the reason why the show exists. It's the reason how the show exists.
Right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are no wheels on the internet. I know that.
Yeah, when a screen is loading.
That's fair point. That's how you know. That's how you know things are loading. That's how.
Is the wheel.
Internet.
Cool. I'll put internet here, and then we'll see if anything can.
I do want to challenge internet with one thing though.
Right.
Before we put it, at 4, I had music.
That's
that's
legit.
I had music. I didn't include it in my top 10 because I kind of the same thing with religion, where it's like I was on the fence about whether or not it's an invention. But
music feels more of an invention than music, though. I mean, than religion.
Yeah, I agree. Music was like, I mean, that was, I mean, if technically like birds sing, animals howl, and things like that, but like we used, it kind of fits in with language because we used music to tell stories and pass down the history.
Sure.
So it's definitely an invention. It predates the printing press and whatever. And I don't know about language. I wonder if we were sitting around the fire as a bunch of cave people, just like, I don't know.
Is there someone we could ask?
I'm not high enough to figure this one out.
Well, it's like, I don't know. Yeah, it's so interesting. Like other animals like sing. Does that count as music?
Other animals make noises, and we kind of identify it as singing, but it's not really. I guess birds. I mean, there's like.
I mean, that's their language, right? We hear it as song. They're just being like, "What's up? Is there any food over there, Doug?"
Yeah, I think they're all trying to fuck.
Psychology Today says that music came first.
What's that?
Psychology Today said music came before language.
That makes sense.
Yeah, because you don't need to sing to make music.
That's true. Just
noises.
Noises, yeah.
And music's the only one for me that like you feel it like as an invention. Like it's more of an internal thing.
Yeah, music's like expressed emotion.
Like spiritual.
Spiritual, yeah.
Electricity.
But the only reason I was able to get that answer was because of the internet, so I'm willing to concede.
Yeah, you didn't look it up.
The internet's so powerful, bro.
And language and electricity.
Yeah.
Where do you guys feel? Where do you think we should put it?
This is a hard question.
I mean, I think it's
which would you
on the
never?
list. I don't know if it's anywhere where we're talking. I don't know. I don't know.
Which would you?
Hassan, don't do this to me.
Would you rather
Don't do
live
this
without
to me.
music or the internet?
Oh,
The internet.
yeah, I don't.
You'd rather live without the internet
Yeah.
than music.
Yeah.
I'd rather go back to a record store and have to sit
Yeah.
through.
Yeah.
Pull up, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mean to
You
get
have
dark.
Bell Biv DeVoe. Can you check in the back if you have the latest Bell Biv DeVoe record,
That's what
please?
you're going and buying.
Because it's 1991, and I would like to.
Bell Biv DeVoe.
Yeah.
What a pull.
Yeah.
I just think
There's a hot
like
track. It's called Poison. Do you have it? I'd like
Wow.
the single.
while music it like makes your soul feel better to give that answer, I think your life would be so hamstrung in the modern world without the internet.
Wait,
Or-
it's just me or it's the whole world?
What would
that's-
you
yeah.
rather live without?
I feel
In the modern world, well, you have a choice. Would you rather live without the internet or music? This is for you.
In the modern world, it's just me living without the internet or music. But, oh, man,
Yes.
it's still probably music.
I'm keeping music. I'm always keeping
I gotta
music.
keep music too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd go
I
my
can-
Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
phone
internet.
out
Just
if
go
I
back
didn't.
to like 1995. Like,
Yeah, exactly. That's like the internet. I don't know if we're. I mean, we are all better off, while at the same time we are all worse because of the internet.
No, I don't. But I don't think we really can go back. That's the thing. I think the internet is so deeply involved in our brain functions and who we are now that I think it's like it's one of those things that once you have it, you can't go back.
Let me say this though.
I agree. Like the printing press.
If that were to happen and I would lose the internet, I'd go move to the woods, the cabin in the woods, and just listen to music all day.
That's how I said. I was like, I can survive in the
How
woods.
would
with
you?
a
How would you find the cabin in the woods?
I'd go look.
You just go look for a random cabin in random woods, and hopefully it's open for you to use.
Do what you got to do, bro. I got family I can move in with. I got someone who can help me. I got someone who. I got family who has the internet that could help me buy
If
it.
we're talking inventions, we're back to tools. Modern, just basic tools, which were an invention. We did that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know where that fits on the list, but just like a hammer or an axe,
I have
and then
hammer
you
high
build
up
a
here.
cabin.
I have hammer high up on my list.
I didn't even write tools down.
yeah, I didn't write tools either.
Yeah, see, I had hammer.
I feel
think
like tools
what
were
did I
a
have?
given because if you didn't have a hammer, you still got rocks, and you could basically do the
Which
same.
was a
function
hammer
of
until
a hammer.
you tied it to a stick, and then it became. I mean, a rock was the tool until you tied it to a stick and created a more leverage, and then you sharpened that rock, and then you created an axe. I mean, like the rock was the first tool, and the stick was the first thing to dig a hole. Which monkeys are doing now. They think like, what is it, monkeys' apes or whatever, like are in our Stone Age or whatever.
I would say I'd be down to put tools all in one.
Yeah.
That encompasses what? Like
Hammer,
Tree
chisel,
tools.
axe,
Yeah. Cutting, breaking.
like
whatever first tools were. Shovel.
pulleys.
We gotta like I was gonna say it's gotta be like primitive tools.
Yeah,
Because
primitive
a computer's
tools.
a tool. Yeah.
Tools.
No, I think
Hand
when we say tools, in the terms of inventions, I think people would know exactly what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying is though you can't have like a chainsaw on there, which is a tool.
Yeah.
No, that's but
That's why I like primitive
Hand
tools more.
Primitive tools.
I went
Primitive tools.
I went to school with this guy named Josh. He was a tool.
And his parents invented him. So
Whoa.
yeah, we should put Josh on the list.
yeah, Josh is on.
Yeah. Josh the tool.
Because we can.
So are we just completely moving past music? It's not going on the list?
No, it has to be on the list.
Yeah.
You and I just
Yeah.
gave up the internet.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. But also,
I mean,
the
it's
internet
on
has
there.
made
I don't know
music
if
way
it's
better.
sitting
So,
I don't think it's sitting at 4, but I think music is definitely top 10.
do we put it? So, music versus tools. Well, we got to throw something at 5 right now, and this seems to be the discussion. What goes first?
I'm taking music over tools.
Yeah. I don't know. I would say tools over music.
Aren't instruments though tools of music?
Whoa. You are high enough to figure this out.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think at the end of the day, because the tools were the thing that gave us the connections in our brain to become more advanced, right? It's like,
I mean, they
That's a good
led
point.
to everything. They led to shelter.
Yeah.
They led to hunting.
they,
They led,
they definitely build the stuff that make music in the way that we know it now, for
Right.
sure.
which is all EDM. We needed the internet. First,
Yeah.
we needed tools to build the instruments, to build the internet, so we now have EDM.
Yeah.
Right.
So we could get
Right.
chain smokers.
Yeah. Ooh, the chain smokers now.
Alright, so chain smokers at 5.
Yeah.
Chain smokers.
I am from tools then music.
Tools 5, music 6 at the moment.
Yes. I think the
Anybody
reason
opposed to
why we
that?
want to put Yeah.
I mean, I want music over tools, but I mean, 5 and 6. I'm not really.
Yeah, they're right there.
Fight too hard.
They're right there. I'm fine with it. I don't think it needs to be argued.
Top 5 is different than top 10.
Damn, man, that's a good point.
But I mean, I'm right now. I think tools is about music. I also think we have other stuff that might be able to pop into the top 5. So.
Yeah,
Like birth control.
Amen.
I had it at 9.
9?
I had birth control at 10.
Damn.
No, I had it at 9. I had it at 9.
Pulling out /condom / the pill.
/ abortion.
That's not.
Non-Texas.
Yeah, don't let,
really
don't,
birth
don't
control.
let the government hear this.
No offense, Hassan.
Okay, but I do think so there is like the car
I had an engine.
Yeah,
engine.
I have that
engine-
five.
Combustion engine. Yeah, because that is so much. That's everything from
Car,
steel mills,
airplane,
cotton
helicopter.
mills, every
it's planes, trains, and automobiles.
boom. Plus
Yeah.
all the manufacturing
Yeah.
and energy because
Yeah.
we're burning fuel to create electricity. So it's all combustion.
The Industrial Revolution.
Yeah. Again, evil, but
Yeah.
great. You know, just like Voldemort.
Yeah. To me, engine could fight for a top 5 spot here.
I agree. I
You think
combustion.
I agree,
engine
too.
over tools and music? I would agree with that.
I would take engine over tools, but I wouldn't take it over.
I think music's gonna fall, bro. We all love it.
I do too, but
we all love it, and we all
Yeah.
think it should be the best. But I just don't think it's as. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be like.
Did it impact the world as much? No, because music was invented at a time when the world was still tiny. Like your world was your village. The world you were tribes people fighting the other tribes people. Like your village, your music had its own thing. And now,
Yeah, because here's the thing. I like it because music you connect with it like spiritually and emotionally, and it's like a
Right.
really deep thing, and everyone has their own like really deep connection with music. But it's like if you take away the emotional aspect, just the nuts and bolts of just everyday life, there's so many things that like the framework of what allows us to even enjoy the music. You know what I mean? Of like sitting at home, listening to music on Spotify. That's the internet and electricity, and you know what I mean? It's like
yeah. I feel you.
you're right. We have an emotional attachment to music because we're like, no, but it's music.
yeah.
It's like, yeah. No, you're right. Music starts dropping down that list.
It's like as
Well,
an
it's like-
invention, it's not as iconic as
No.
the other ones.
Right.
Yeah, well, here's the
Important,
thing.
but not as iconic.
To play music, I think you need other inventions, right? Where it's like,
You need the first 5 we have on the list.
And
Yeah.
as far as changing the world, music hasn't changed the world. Like it hasn't changed humanity. It's
The fixed
affected it.
AIDS.
It cured it.
I think so, right?
In Farm Aid, we got rid of farms or something, whatever that was. We are the world.
Yeah, we are the world.
it's helped make things, but again, is a worldwide invention. Has it influenced has anywhere near as much influence on the entire population of the planet as combustion, electricity, tools, the internet? No.
No.
I think the real argument here is it the engine or the internet at 4? I think that's the real argument.
I think it's the engine because it led to everything else.
I
You
think
can't
it's
have the internet without
it's
electricity.
the
You can't have
internet.
electricity without generators. Generators take you're either using water, which we're using hydroelectricity, which is the wheel, so we need that still higher. But combustion allowed us to start burning coal and other fuels to create electricity and to like trains and all. Yeah, I think combustion is above electricity.
But I think in terms of like advancement of society, the internet has to be number 1, and I think it deserves more credit for that. Where it's like,
Did it advance society or did it just connect society? What do you mean by advancement?
Well, that's
Because the
advancing.
wheel advanced us like we can move.
look how
The
important.
engine allowed us to attach it to a wheel, and now we can move farther faster,
What is-
and we
what
can
is-
generate electricity.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of like everyday life, I mean, the internet is the most used thing on this list. Maybe language.
And,
No, the
and
internet
it's-
is not. Electricity is.
You can sit in the dark
Yes.
and be on your phone and be
No,
on the
you
internet.
can't because
No, you need the electricity to be on your phone.
Your phone does nothing works without the electricity. The internet is nothing without the electricity.
Yeah.
But in terms of
And in terms of like advancing, like I don't know how much different the world was before the wheel, like post wheel. But I mean, I don't know. The
You
internet
carried shit on your head.
Yeah, I guess I really don't remember life before the internet, but
the thing
but
you
also-
can't do now.
Yeah, I think the in terms of advancing society question, I think there is an argument to be made that the next step in human evolution is mechanical beings, and that's the sort of next step in evolution is downloading our consciousness into this body that doesn't break down like ours.
Well, the question is, do you actually need a body? Because once you're downloading consciousness, why not just live in the world that's perfect instead of this bullshit?
Yeah, which is what's going to happen.
Yeah, but I think to download that, you need some interconnectivity, which would be the internet. I feel like the internet is the basis of that next step in evolution for humans.
But now you're trying to make a decision based on shit that's not here yet because of what might be possible. You're trying to move the internet up a list based on what it could do someday.
I'm not trying to move the internet up a list. I think the internet should be below electricity. I'm saying the engine should be below the internet.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where I'm at too.
yes.
I think engine
I
should be
agree.
5.
Well,
I think
agree
it
to
should be
disagree.
engine tools music. And I think music is gonna fall.
I do too. But we don't gotta let it live in its fucking glory.
Yeah, we'll
let
let
it
it
fall.
fall.
Let's
We'll
let it
see where
fall.
she pans out.
Naturally.
We'll play the
Yeah.
right tune when she's there.
Um,
Hey, no song can live at number one forever. You know what I mean?
amen. Except the Bible.
Oh,
Schrader,
that famous
Which
song.
one? Which one?
Yeah.
What's the song, bro?
I got confused with books and songs. Schrader, do you have any final arguments between internet and engine? Can you change our mind, or do we put engine 5?
I think it's such a. The internet doesn't happen without the engine. And I think that's where, for me, it's like, well, if it's that influential that you can't have this invention without that invention, and maybe I'm not even correct there because there are other forms of generating electricity, but
Yeah, but it's like you can't
We-
have Michael Jordan without.
Bill Russell. But no one's putting Bill Russell as the best basketball player of all time.
Yeah.
It's like just because something came first doesn't mean that it's better.
that it's more.
Bill Russell
better.
didn't change the game. Like
You know what?
Michael
I'll
Jordan.
take that. Okay, I'll take that. The internet as a worldwide influential. Yeah, but you know what? We created combustion. All of a sudden, ships were cruising around with against the wind. We were able to transport goods and people all over the planet
Yeah,
faster, safer.
and
You know, we had railroads.
but
We had.
But what made boats and all that stuff even more faster and even more safer and even more reliable? It was the internet.
No, I
Internet
disagree with that. The
GPS
internet
tracking.
didn't change that too much. The internet, having the internet on a boat does not make you faster or safer.
It definitely makes you safer.
I can
Why
order
are you-
The
something-
internet
I
is
can order
GPS
something-
tracking and stuff.
I believe
There's no
that's
more
not the
Titanic,
internet.
no more
That's not
iceberg.
the internet. That's
I can-
different.
I can order
GPS
something
is
from
not the
Amazon
internet.
and it
That's
could
a
be here in
satellite.
2 days. Something from China could be here in 2 days.
Yeah, what does that have to do with boats and faster and safer?
Because before, if I wanted something, I mean, it's like you could plan the
That's
routes.
not- you could have picked up a phone before the
Yeah, I
internet
was
and
gonna
called
say
China
phone.
and said, "I would like 10,000 bobbleheads of whatever." And
Hideo Nomo.
what?
Okay, you chose a Japanese person.
10,000
which
Hideo Nomo bobblehead.
I'm just.
Even though he's Japanese.
The combustion, the internet has touched like the whole world, but the combustion engine did too, and made it possible for like the internet hasn't helped like countries and stuff that were poor grow more food or deliver goods farther to another market to sell that and bring those resources back to their village or to their space. The internet has not helped. It's helped a lot of yeah, but it has. I'm just saying the combustion, having a vehicle that can move and you can take your goods from one place to the next and you can go farther in a single day and you can take your goods and deliver things and bring things and resources back. That's huge. Now you can place those orders on the internet from places, but like something's still got to bring it to you. And
Yeah,
that's combustion. Every Amazon van is a combustion engine.
But the internet
Right.
organizes all that.
Yeah, but here's I do
That's
think
like
it's
saying like, you know, the shift manager at Applebee's is more important than the employees themselves because he sets the schedule.
Yeah, he kind of is. That's why he gets paid more. That's
That's why
why
he
he has a
gets
better
paid more.
title.
First of all, he doesn't get paid more.
No, it's
Everyone
like-
that's ever worked in a
it's like
restaurant
saying-
knows that as soon as you become an assistant manager, you work more and get paid less because there's no more fucking tips.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like saying the POS system at Applebee's is more important than the workers.
Exactly, which it's not. It just manages the shit in the background, maybe. But you
Well,
gotta.
I don't know. You need less workers if you have an efficient POS system because I can just order stuff from my table now.
yeah. I would say
Someone's
like
got to run the food.
the Jordan Bill Russell argument I think it really holds here. It's like, yeah, the combustion engine was huge at a time that there weren't that many technological advancements, but we live in a world where technology is insane and internet is still the best invention out of all that. You know what I mean? It's like it's the superstar in a world full of superstars.
Well, if that's the case, why isn't it number one then?
Well, I was going to say, if I'm internet, I'd be pissed if I wasn't put number one here.
If we're talking greatest invention of all time,
Well, it can't beat electricity.
It's not better than the wheel.
It kind of is, though, you guys. Internet does
based
have
on
an
what
argument to be
Hassan
number
just
one.
said,
Well, I mean, I just think it can't exist without electricity, so it can't be above electricity. And it really can't exist without language either, because it to code the internet, you need language.
Michael Jordan doesn't exist without James Naismith.
Yeah,
For
but
the
we
Hall
use,
of Fame, yeah.
we use electricity for more than just the internet. We use electricity for our lights. We use electricity for,
Right.
Sure.
and just everything. You know what I mean? So it's like I have a hard time putting it over electricity and language.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it should move up, but I'm saying if
Right.
I'm internet and I hear this argument, I'm going, you guys are fucking wrong. I should be number one.
One day the internet can actually tell us directly on the way things are going. One day, and when it gets to that point, it can be number one.
Yeah.
But until that, internet, you bitch ass, you're number 4. I'll let it know right now.
All right, so I'm gonna put we'll put engine 5 then, move tools to 6, and music to 7.
I think 7. We should be thinking about printing press here.
Okay. Let
Yeah.
me bring up my number 5, which hasn't been talked about yet, but I had gunpowder.
That's
I
legit.
had guns at 11, but I do like
Same
gunpowder.
idea.
Gunpowder's
Explosives,
I
weapons.
like gunpowder.
Kind of phasing out, I think, a little bit in terms of how influential it is in modern war.
Well, we're just building better gunpowder.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, more efficient gunpowder.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, just in terms of influence and how important it's been in shaping how the world exists, I think it deserves to be talked about at least.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's an argument for gunpowder to be top 10. There's a lot of inventions that's still like, damn. Like, because I think gunpowder and printing press we have to talk about here.
I mean, I have another big one too, kind of in the same idea with money. Did we invent money?
Well, I mean, we did. And
We did,
So
but
the
money's.
go ahead.
I was to say it's more of like an idea because it's all based on like a bartering system, right? You're just giving things worth.
Right, but money. Well, money though. Money was again somebody taking control. Money was the religion of barter, where they were like, "This is how we can control the bartering system, and we can create the value and control the people below us." Because the truth is, we didn't need money until people needed credit, and then they created the bank. They literally created banks. Banks created money so they could put debt. So I mean, it's allowed civilizations to rise and fall. I don't
Damn,
know.
there's a lot of fucking great inventions. This is actually like a
Well,
really
yeah.
hard top 10.
We're scratching the surface, That's the
Yeah.
interesting part. We're over here like, but music.
do you guys feel like Morgan and Hassan? Do you guys feel like money was an invention, or do you think it's more of a religion type idea?
Yeah,
I think it's more of a religion type idea.
I would say it's more of a
than
religion
invention.
type idea.
Which again was an invention.
I mean, but it is tangible. It is something you can hold. It is a thing we have. Where religion is actually an idea. money does exist.
Yeah, and different systems
It
of money
does,
exist.
but I mean, it's kind of phasing out too, though, because most of your money is just on the internet. It's like whatever a
It's still-
screen says your worth is at the time.
I still consider
That's
that
why I'm
money.
saying it's more of an idea because it's just like how much is this worth? How much do you have? What can you go buy? What inventions can you go purchase?
Sure, but I'm not talking about worth. Worth is an idea. I'm talking about physical money.
Tangible. Cash.
Like coins and stuff.
The thing we have and that essentially controls our life.
Right. And is controlling your life and somebody else is pulling the strings.
Yeah.
The purse strings, if you will.
I will.
No, I get it.
Yeah. Damn, that actually did convince me. What do you think? Would you put it? I would put it above printing press if that was the situation.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I would.
I mean,
still
those
go
kind of
below
go hand
printing.
in hand because as soon as you had the printing press, you were controlling
Yeah.
people, and then the church was building wealth and
And that's how you
claiming
printed
wealth.
money too. You print money
There
via
you
printing
go.
press.
Yep.
I
Printing
would
press
put it
comes
above
before.
printing press. To
You
me,
put
if I
money
had
above?
to personally put it on the list right now, I'd put it between engine and tools.
Oh, I don't
Which
think
is
it's more than tools.
No, for sure not.
I
Give
mean,
it-
I still think it's below printing press.
think of how influential money is.
Yeah,
Think
but
of
the
how
printing
long
press
it's
is more
ruled the
influential.
world.
But the thing of it is, like money itself, it's just like a piece of paper or a coin. It's the worth and value that we assign to that.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying it's more of an idea than an invention.
But you're talking about
Somebody
worth. I'm
invented
talking
it
about money.
for a tool of control.
Yeah, but money's only important because it's worth something. Otherwise, it's just paper or metals. Those things are inherently like they're not that valuable or they're not that important. It's a system. It's an
Right,
idea.
but
It's
we're
not
talking-
like an invention.
We're not talking about paper or metals. We're talking about money. Money is the thing we invented that we put onto paper and metal.
I know what I'm saying is money is an idea, not an invention.
No, it's not, dude. It's a thing. I can show you. Here, look. Watch this.
Well, even an
This is not
idea,
an
though,
idea.
an idea is an invention. I mean, that's right.
Yeah, but religion. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Money falls in the same category.
Religion.
Does it though? Religion is like a feeling or something that exists in your head. Money.
No, because religion is a church, a mosque, anywhere a place of worship is a place, a tangible item.
That's not religion though. That's the church.
Well, I mean, that's like saying like what are U.S. Money is U.S. dollars,
I'm
and
not saying a bank is a good invention. I'm saying money is the invention.
Yeah, I know.
Okay,
You keep
okay,
holding
yeah.
up the coin. The coin is it's metal, right? And the only reason that it's worth or like it's anything is because we've assigned it of a certain value.
Right.
That is an idea to me. Instead, like
wow, he really felt strongly about that.
yeah.
This guy
He
doesn't
really
want to be
does.
run by money anymore.
In the middle of he shut the door. He slammed the door early in the middle of the argument.
You got to
Yeah.
say your point first and then walk out.
Yeah.
Jump the gun.
But I get what he's saying in the sense of the coin and the paper is tangible.
Yeah.
The money is the idea that we put on the coin and the money, the coin and the paper. It's not like if you were to take like a random square paper and be like, here's the money, it wouldn't work because that's not what we have assigned as
That's
money.
just because we're not in a position of power, but that's exactly what the person that invented money did. He just was like, see this?
Right.
This is value now. This
Right.
is called money.
So he put the value on. He put that intangible
That's the
value.
invention,
That's the
right?
money.
Yeah.
A square piece of paper isn't a rectangle piece of paper. Isn't an invention. It's just an invention. It's just a thing a powerful guy put the idea of money on.
Right.
But
That's-
isn't that the invention of money?
Yeah, that's the invention of money.
Well, then we do have to go back and put that's what he's saying. It's in the same category as religion.
Yeah, but money's not like a philosophy. I guess
I think it is. Money
it is, dude.
philosophy.
100% is a philosophy.
Money
I
is a
realize I'm just
philosophy.
jumping in this. I missed the last 45 seconds, but
I was on your side.
Thank you, Tom.
The philosophy is so ingrained in us, even more so than religion, that we don't look at it as a philosophy.
Okay, but you can
That's a
get
good
rid
point.
of the idea of religion and still exist. You can't get rid of the idea of money. You can't.
Yes, you
can't
can.
Go on
Oh, no,
with your
yes, you
life without
can.
the idea
Yes,
of
we've
money.
literally been
Yeah.
arguing about it for like the last year and a half about how capitalism and all this shit is bad, how we should all just share all our resources.
I agree it's bad, bro, but you can't be like, I don't subscribe to the idea of money and exist in the world. You can't. You
Well,
have-
that's not true. You actually can. It's called
How?
bartering. It's called I have chickens and you have vegetables, and I will give you one of my chickens for so many of your vegetables.
Okay. And
I'm an accountant.
And if I
You're
give my
a
landlord
lawnmower.
enough chickens, I could live here.
Say again.
If I give my landlord enough chickens, I could live here.
If he's a chicken fucker.
No,
yeah.
because that's the system that you bought into. But you're saying that we can't live
I didn't
without
buy
that system. We
into it.
100% can.
I didn't buy into it, bro. It is.
You were
it is-
born into it.
Yeah,
You were
is
born
what
into it. But
civilization.
Matt, listen. If you ever just
I didn't
wanted to go live
choose
off
to
the
be a
grid
slave
and do
to
your
money.
own thing, you could do that. Maybe not easily, but it's a thing you could do.
I don't know, bro. I don't think so.
I'm 100%. You don't have to buy into the system of capitalism. You just said if you didn't,
I'm not
you just
talking
said if you
about
didn't have
capitalism,
internet, you
We're
would
not
just go
talking-
move. You go live in the woods and listen to music all day.
I'm not talking about capitalism. I'm talking about money.
No, but I'm saying in that situation you brought up earlier, you can get by without money.
Yeah. You could grow your own food and barter
You
with
grow
your
your
neighbor.
food,
He's got a
yeah.
cow and he has milk.
Hunt your own
And,
food.
yeah.
Make your own
How
clothes.
do
Like
you
it's
get the
like
hunting equipment?
You create tools like a spear.
How do you create a spear?
You get a stick and you rub it on a rock until it's.
Is that really a question?
I think money is in the same lane as religion.
I think I'm in that boat now.
I appreciate your argument, though.
I mean, in that sense, then I think music has to be taken off too. I think it's the same thing.
Yes, I do. I said this earlier. The only reason why music is on this list because it makes us feel good. I think music will fall off this list.
Music
I mean,
is
that's
not
the thing. It's like, even though it's like a philosophy and not necessarily, it's still an invention of man.
So is
There's
money,
no
though.
dog. There's no
So is
dog.
religion.
It's like, I found this bone. It's worth, my bone's bigger than your bone, so it's worth 12 small bones. It's still an invention, even if it's a philosophy, just like religion.
Well, dogs aren't trading for resources, and I don't think that's a fair.
That's not true. That's not true. Well, I think there's wolves and stuff out there that literally somebody has a kill and brings it back, and
That's just
I don't know.
survival of the
I
tribe.
don't know. I mean that wolf has a drug problem. I mean, it's
yeah, he's doing it for heroin. He's selling.
yeah, it's a
Look,
it's
man,
a
you can take
bad
the squirrel. I'll suck
situation.
your dick. That's also there's two things.
I'll lick your dick.
No, I think I'm still in the boat of money and religion are the same sort of.
Because now I'm looking at this and going, all right, well, if we use that argument, then music shouldn't be on it and language shouldn't be on it. I think.
I'm okay with
Well,
taking
once
both
you
of them
say
off.
that, goes then none of this makes sense because it should all be on it because it's invented by man.
I mean, that's how I
Man
feel.
came
That's
up
what
with the
I feel.
concept. There wasn't it, and then a human made it.
Yeah, that's an invention.
Yep.
That's
There
why
was no religion.
I think
a
religion
human
and
said
money should be
things.
on the list,
Boom,
and music
religion.
and language.
Yeah. So, I think we're back.
We could take music off, but I think to be an invention, it has to be a tangible thing.
Should we start over?
Yeah, start from the beginning.
Tell me how the internet is tangible. You don't.
Well, we're
own the
using it right
internet.
now.
You're using it. Yeah. You
The
use
internet,
money.
the internet is a tool that we're using to communicate.
Yes, so is
right?
money. Money is a tool that you use to pay for the internet that you're using to
Yeah, bro.
communicate. Religion is a tool that is used by people to control other people, to get them to give.
Well, I
them
guess I'm
money
asking then
to
because
go-
money's a value system, right?
We're
Is
using
a value
language.
system an invention?
Money is an invention, yeah. The
No, I'm
idea-
asking. I said money's a value system. Is a value system an invention?
Finding
Because
something-
you just use money to assign value to things.
Okay, but but
Right?
that's the thing is they
But that's
invented
an
money.
invention. You still have to have the thing.
They have the
to-
ability
for
to
the
assign value to
transaction.
things by inventing money.
Bitcoin is an invention. It's a form of money. It's a form of currency that people agree has a set value.
It's something that didn't exist until a guy was like, "This should exist," and made it.
Or a gal, but probably a guy. Actually, it's probably a guy that stole the idea from a gal.
Okay, well, get off your feminist soapbox here.
I'm raising a daughter.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point.
We should ask Daisy. What's better? What is money an invention?
Yes, Daisy is money and
We should
invention.
put feminism on the list, actually.
Daisy? Daisy, can you come here for a second?
This is it. This is going to
This is it.
decide.
Everyone- everyone
I think
has
it's
a
a fair
question.
decider.
Can you come help us figure something out? You're very busy right now? What are you doing right now?
Making money.
She ain't got time for us, bro.
You're doing what? She's making something. She's inventing.
All right.
Yeah,
She's too busy for us. She doesn't give a shit.
that's
She's
really
on the
funny.
internet right now.
I mean, we could leave it off and move on, but
I mean, just set it aside and let's come back and let's see what the rest of the list pans out, and then we'll be like, you know what? That actually slides in
Yeah.
center.
yeah. So
Right.
the next one I have on my list then is love.
That's
Get
not
out of
it.
here.
I'm just
Absolutely
kidding.
not. Okay, I was about to be so angry.
I'm just trying to piss you guys off.
I think we should have printing press at 7
Yes,
Above music.
above music.
Yeah.
Yes.
sure.
And I have something at 8 that we haven't mentioned. Indoor plumbing.
It deserves to be
Ir-
talked about, but
irrigate- Would you
I'm a man.
loop that in the irrigation?
Yeah, I
Is
mean,
that-
I mean, it's how we get water. That's the most basic life source.
Yeah.
That's how we get water on a daily basis is indoor plumbing. Not
Yeah.
to mention the
that's
waste
before indoor
elimination.
plumbing. Yeah, people in Europe are just throwing shit in the middle of the street and getting the bubonic plague, and
Yeah.
killing like a third of the population.
Well, it's not even that. We don't have to go to our local water. We don't have to go to a local watering hole or a well.
Right.
When was the last time you used a well to get water? Never.
I have before.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
That's fair. But you know what I mean? It's like, I don't know. In my mind, indoor plumbing is a huge invention. Made it life cleaner, made getting water easier.
I do think
Like,
Schrader has a good point where we should call it irrigation, and I think
I mean, it's because that helped, like the
Yeah.
farming and all that. Like once we took control, once we started to control water, like what was it? The in Rome they had all the aqueducts and stuff, and they were starting to do that.
Right.
Like once we could flow fresh water in from a source to drink and then to water plants and all that stuff.
have a fountain
then,
of a little
like you
boy
said-
peeing.
Huh?
Have like a big fountain of a little boy who's peeing.
That's
Yeah,
important.
once those guys could get their kicks. That's really what changed it for everybody, really.
Yeah. It's a big one.
I think there's a case for this making the top 5.
You know
if
what?
we
I'm
put
with
it all as irrigation, if we put it all under irrigation, I think so. The ability
I'll
to
leave
bring,
it alone.
the ability to bring water into your house is huge.
I mean, that's the problem with the most people in third world countries is just clean water, is access to clean water.
And Flint.
In Flint, Michigan.
Well, a lot of places
Still
in
doesn't have
America, not even Flint. And I've heard one of the major causes of the Syrian conflict right now, the conflict that destroyed Syria, is there was a portion of the population that couldn't get water. And that's going to be a bigger thing as we grow older and more people can't get water. You'd be like, oh, this is like, bro, this is way more
Thousands of
important than you
people-
think.
Thousands of people die every day somewhere on the planet because they don't have access to clean water.
Sounds like it's not that good of an invention then.
Well, it's a
No,
fantastic invention. It's keeping the rest of the 7 billion people alive. And we just haven't gotten it. Those people haven't gotten access to the invention yet.
Oh, those
Yeah.
people. Interesting.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How do you guys feel about cups?
Cops?
Cups, C-U-P. Because I had that at 7.
What the fuck are you
No.
talking about?
Well, because we were talking before how, like, okay, so water used to be a one place, right? You'd have to go to a well. If you want to use it as like a jug or whatever, don't do that with your eyes, Matt. You would have to go there. The water used to have to be there in a place, right? You would have to go there and drink the water there. A cup allowed you to bring the water with you back to your house and store it.
Yeah, but
I think that was a
but we were
huge thing for
using-
mankind.
You
We
put
were
it in
using.
anything.
Yeah,
Huh?
I mean, originally we were using like goat or cow stomachs. We would tie those off and use that.
Yeah, that's a cup.
It's like but that's like I would consider that a primitive tool.
Okay,
'Cause around the
fair
same
enough.
time, we were once we were cutting up animals, we were probably using it as tools.
Morgan, I think cups are a good invention. I think they help our daily life. I don't think they're on the top 10.
They're not number 7. I know
In my mind, it was more along the lines of like storage. You know, you like instead of just having to like do everything right where you got the kill or where the water was, instead of drinking it there, the fact that you could bring it back with you and save it for a
In
little
my
bit, I
mind,
think that.
though, the way you said it in my mind, you're like, yeah, they have a cup and they go to the water well and then they can bring it back, and it's literally just one guy.
For sure.
One guy walks.
I was very high last night when I was making my list, and Cup
then
kind of just.
he fills up a cup and he's just like, just walks back. He's got one.
Goes back to his house, sits down for dinner, eats his
Yeah,
food, drinks his
his
one
wife's
cup.
like, what about the rest? He's like, I only have one cup.
Sounds kind of ridiculous, but you get what I'm putting
I can't
down.
carry 3 cups.
Yeah. No, you can't. You ever tried to carry 3 cups in one hand? It's sloshing all over. I'm gonna lose most of it. I just got my one cup.
I mean,
Bottles, you know, you get the vibes.
What an awful suggestion.
It's already on the list if it's under primitive tools.
It's under. Yeah, exactly. It is. It's already on the list. Is how I see it. It falls under primitive tools.
Let's figure out where to put irrigation.
and this might be controversial. I think irrigation should be 3.
What's our? Yeah, go down the list right now. We got wheel, language, electricity.
Internet, engine, tools, printing press, music. I think it should be 3, dude.
I would
Because
put it-
Electricity,
6.
internet. What was it? Internet. What?
internet, engine, tools, printing press, music. I mean, because at the end of the day, without the access to water, everything is mute point. Or, yeah.
Yeah. I think we're.
But I mean, the world existed before irrigation. It just made life easier.
Well, yeah, the world existed before the
but
wheel.
Clean,
What does that
clean
mean? What does that
water.
matter?
Right.
Clean water stopped so much like death, and like just having access to the clean water improved quality of life and longevity of life.
Let us build cities. Before irrigation, we don't have cities, we just have villages.
Around water sources. Yeah.
Yeah. But like without irrigation, there's no Mesopotamia.
No, but we
there's
no, that's not
road.
true because we didn't have irrigation. We might be using that term wrong, but either way, we didn't have irrigation like he was saying before, where like people were like just dumping their piss buckets in the street and stuff, and like there wasn't running water in England 300 years ago or something, or 800, 500, whatever, Middle Ages shit. We didn't really.
Yeah, running water and irrigation are 2 different things.
Are they? Did you look it up?
What is
Yes.
irrigation?
We consider.
Well, irrigation is the artificial process of applying controlled amounts of water to land to assist in the production of crops. So irrigation has to do with growing crops. Running water is in your house is a different thing. So we can't loop them both together.
running
Keep
water.
this going. I'll be right back. Hold on. Daisy stuff.
Okay, well that's
Ask
fair.
how she feels about irrigation.
Yeah, ask her how she feels about irrigation.
Yeah, I guess if we don't combine them, then I don't think it should be that high.
Well, if we don't combine them, then yes, it should be that high.
And running
Well, then-
running water is gonna be above irrigation, right?
Wait, so you have indoor plumbing above irrigation?
I would. I mean,
For me, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so where's
But
indoor
with
plumbing
that
fall on
said-
this list?
I have indoor plumbing. Let me go back to the list. I would put it
I have it at
below
8.
the engine, above tools.
that's what I was thinking too.
Above tools?
Yeah, below the engine.
I mean, I didn't have it on my list at all, but after when you brought it up, it was like that's kind of where I saw it. But that's also when it included irrigation, so I don't know.
I think it can go below printing press
Schrader, where do you want to put running water?
or indoor plumbing.
I think it goes. Goes before electricity.
Wow.
Still,
I think it's
indoor
up
plumbing
there.
below electricity.
If we don't
Above
include
elec-
irrigation with it, though.
I mean, just access to clean water, running water. I think that goes as far as like a technology that changed the world and an invention like that. I think that goes before electricity.
What do you think?
Electricity didn't really allow people to live longer; it allowed them to stay up later. Clean water, access to clean running water, has literally extended everything. And on that, I'll be right back.
Yeah, you could have
You did a Morgan on us.
but you could have like I said, you could have clean running water without indoor plumbing.
Yeah,
It just brings it to
Yep.
you.
it just makes it easier.
Yeah. It makes it easier, it makes it cleaner.
Same with electricity; it just made life easier.
Yeah. That's why I think we can have it. I think it's below printing press. I think indoor plumbing is 8.
I think it beats printing press.
I don't know.
I
Printing
don't think
press
so,
is
man.
printing press is an exchange of ideas. That's it. That's like
Yeah, but it's already like when was the printing press invented? Morgan, will you look that up? 'Cause it
Hassan,
wasn't-
you said this before. Clean water, though, is literally like it's the lifeblood. We cannot survive as a species without access to water, and we
Yeah,
all of
but-
a sudden expanded the access to water.
all it did though was allow us to live in places that didn't have water.
Yeah.
Humankind has still had access to water for its whole existence.
Okay, all
Just
right.
move
It just made
further
it more
away from the
convenient to
water.
live away from water.
right.
Printing press was 1440 AD.
So 600 years, pretty influential. Kind of. It's not going to
Oh.
exist in a little while.
That's fair. Well, I think it should go below tools. I think indoor plumbing should go below tools then.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
But I do think it
All
beats
right.
printing press. I also
fair.
think it might have an argument to beat tools, to be honest. Morgan and Schrader, where are you guys at with that?
I don't think so. I think tool.
No, I'll put tools over indoor plumbing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Once the species had tool, because tools allowed them to build the running water.
Yeah.
Because even before indoor plumbing, it was like, what was the greatest threat that, like, without toilets, it was like people shitting on the street that led to the bubonic plague. We got rid of that way before we got indoor plumbing, just by creating like outhouses.
Yeah. Let's go back then to gunpowder. Do you guys feel like that's top 10, or should we find something else?
I'd put it under music right now.
Oh,
I
definitely.
had
not
guns at
music.
11.
I think we have printing press. Not printing press. Sorry, I think we'd have gunpowder at 9.
Above
Maybe even
music?
above printing press.
No.
You could take fucking empires. You build empires with gunpowder.
Which religion did?
Yeah. But also
No.
you can build empires with the printing press.
No, you could build the idea
Yeah,
off the printing
which is
press.
the
but
original
you need-
tool of religion.
Yeah.
You need to spread it. The only way you still got the gunpowder to spread the idea.
Sure. I mean, that's
Cool.
kind of a
I love spread the idea. What a vanilla way to say murder millions of people. Guys, we're just going to use this gunpowder to spread the idea. You know what I mean? We're just going to spread our ideas.
Yeah.
we're just spreading ideas.
For the
around.
ideas, clean up the spreading.
Yeah, we're just going to spread some ideas with all this gunpowder. You
Oh, dude,
know.
I'd be a great PR person for war. That's a great way to
Genghis
you know?
Khan was just the greatest idea spreader of all time.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, I
yeah.
love spreading ideas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the fact that the greatest it's the greatest empire of all time, one of the greatest empires of all time, and it just completely destroyed by the invention of gunpowder.
Yeah.
Gunpowder changed the way we fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
That's
mean,
it.
I'm,
Yeah.
I'm
It's
fine
up
with
there.
it above printing press.
I want it above printing press.
What about indoor plumbing?
You guys are so violent.
We're not saying we agree with it.
We
We're
love
just saying as far as an invention that changed the world.
Yeah, I mean, I think you can make an argument over indoor plumbing. It's warfare, you know what I mean? Like humans have always fought, and like that's the most advanced form of fighting that we've had until even now. So even with the drones, it's just more improved gunpowder.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's warfare and it's protection. I guess protection is like, that's one of our most basic needs. Yeah, I'll go gunpowder over printing press.
Yeah, I'm with you. I agree.
Below indoor plumbing.
It makes me sad though that we're way more focused on violence than we are spreading ideas as a society. But that's where we are.
Well, how do you enforce these ideas that we have?
Yeah, how do you spread them? Well, we're not bringing democracy to the Middle East by dropping pamphlets everywhere, are we?
No.
Have we tried?
Well, I mean, but what's crazy? I mean, that's what's crazy about that is that's how religion first did it. Is they literally were just dropping off pamphlets. They printed the word.
Yeah,
It
and
is
then
like if the printing press would have been invented, 1,000 miles away or 500 years before, it'd be very interesting to see like which would Christianity or Catholicism be the religion that's or one of the biggest.
Well, yeah, they got a hold of it first, but even then, they're like, we got to print this word, and then we got to fight them with our swords. You know what I mean? It's like
you either follow the word or we're going to spread our ideas with this gunpowder.
yeah.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I think the gunpowder came along much later. When was the gunpowder invented?
I'm on it.
Probably like late 1700s, if I had to guess, or not late 1700s, early 1700s, early 1700s, maybe late 1600s, if I had to guess. Or it's like some weird Chinese invention that was invented in 800 BC that just didn't get to us.
Yeah, it might have been like they might have had explosives. I don't know if they had guns because that took
808.
Wow, I did say 800, didn't I? Not
Yeah.
BC, but still, I got the 800.
so way before the printing press.
Way before the printing press.
But gunpowder, as we know it, was probably not invented till after that.
Like gunpowder in the forms of guns. Like when were the first guns invented?
Yeah, when
like,
was the
for
first-
what- what
Yes,
was the first guns?
that's my thing. I'll put guns over gunpowder.
No.
Because I think all the things you guys are attributing to gunpowder was enforced by guns.
I mean, that's like putting cars instead of engine.
Yeah, it's still the gunpowders. Like being able to blow shit up was a big deal.
The gunpowder
that was
is the key invention.
yeah.
Squirt guns. Should we put squirt guns on the list?
Yeah, the super soaker. I'd be down. Number 10.
Yeah, 20.
Toys.
Ooh.
Oh, I didn't even write that down. That's a good one.
I didn't even think of toys. So what do you have at 10? What do you guys have 10? I do have birth control here at 10.
Say at 10 I had
I think
internet,
that-
but at 9 I had pulling out condoms and the pill.
Pulling out's not really an invention. It's a bad idea.
Yeah.
Oh, you told that to the first guy who did it.
Yeah.
I had numbers.
That's language.
Yeah.
It's just the language of the universe.
Yeah. And music.
But
Let's
Yeah,
talk about condoms and birth control.
I mean, I gotta look this up. But wasn't there a plant that people used for birth control in ancient Rome
Sheepskin.
that went completely extinct because people ate it too much?
I've never heard this story. This is amazing.
That rules.
Yeah. Let me see. I wonder if it's still there. Yeah. So, siliphium, that's what it's called, is an unidentified plant which was used in antiquity as contraceptives, and it was so critical that it was used on their coins. There's ancient coins with siliphium on them, and the exact identity is unclear because it's not around anymore.
But literally, they would eat it and they wouldn't be able to conceive.
Well, it was used as a lot. It was used as seasoning on food. It was used on, like, people were like, "Oh, this shit helps."
Wild.
Wait, so
Yeah.
do they know? I guess they don't know, but I was going to ask, who is it more effective for? Is it like for women or men?
That I don't know.
They don't know.
No.
This everyone just eat it.
Well, I don't really know. I'm looking at more. Yeah, they ate the greatest contraceptive. This is what the thing is called. The article I'm reading, the title is "The Greatest Contraceptive Was Silphium, a plant that the Romans ate to existence." Ate to extinction. Sorry. Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow. Could you imagine
So
if there's just a
that's how
plant
important
you could
birth
grow?
control is to us.
That's amazing. Can you imagine if there was just a plant that everyone just had like an herb garden and just every day you went out there and you picked one, you put it in your mouth and you knew that like, all right, cool, no accidents,
You could fuck
no
them off.
accidental babies. Now, I mean, we're there. There are pills you can take and whatever.
And that's what life is really about.
Is what? No
Feeling
accident?
Feeling that warmth of the inside of the pussy.
It's a good part of life.
Okay.
A pretty good part of life.
I thought that would get a big laugh.
Well, it's sort of no, because you just said the truth. You gotta have a joke. This is
Yeah, maybe come up with a punchline next time.
yeah. But yeah, it is. I'm just reading on this. But this is how important it is. Like that destroyed this plant to existence. Reading about it is like, damn, this plant was fucking dope. You took it once a month. It was good for contraception, and it was also used for abortion. You can eat it, and it caused menstruation to happen. So it broke down whatever was in you.
Wow.
How do we get this back?
Gone forever.
It's gone. It's gone.
Who
The
were
ancient
looking for
Romans.
us? The Romans?
The Romans weren't homies, man. The Romans weren't
The
homies.
Romans.
Yeah, clearly they should have just had farms dedicated to that. I don't know what they were thinking.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah,
weird.
they.
Well,
Yeah, way not to plan ahead. They did some amazing things, but letting this one go
Well, that's how good sex is. That they were like, dude, we cannot wait for this plant to grow. We just have to do this right now.
Which they were also like known for just like orgies and craziness and
They
Yeah,
were fucking a lot.
yeah, and now we're just trying to recreate that effect with all these pills and these condoms and the
vasectomies. I'm getting a vasectomy tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Damn.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah.
My body, my choice, brother.
Yeah.
I mean, that falls into birth control, right? So we can put birth control as all.
Yeah,
of
I think we can call this
Birth control is all of it. All of it.
Yeah. Contraceptives.
What would you rather have, birth control or music?
Oh my
Depends.
god.
Am I alone in my cabin in the woods?
Yeah.
Or is there someone with me? If I'm alone, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
If you're with me, Matt, it still doesn't matter.
I'd still use a condom. Just gotta be safe, you know. Yeah, I mean, I kind of like birth control at 10 here.
I guess the right thing would be to put contraceptives, because when you think birth control, I think people will just think of the pill, and we're talking about more than that.
Yeah.
I mean, the pill is pretty fucking powerful.
The pill is the most impressive.
It's the most
Of
impressive.
all the pills, that's the one that's known as the pill.
Right.
Right.
True.
That's definitely, but it's like I think it's a stronger showing if we just say all contraceptives, because the pill is limited to 50% of the population.
Right.
Yeah, but condoms suck.
But they still work.
Yeah, we're not saying that they
98% of
suck,
the time.
but they still are the most effective form of male birth control, other than a vasectomy.
Right.
It's the most non-invasive. It's the best non-invasive form of male birth control.
It's the reason I don't have any kids.
Yep, that's the only reason.
That's the
Yeah,
only
that's
one.
the reason.
I don't think you like how we all jumped on that, but
That's the end of the show. See you guys.
Everyone dies halfway.
Friendship is maybe the worst invention, Jake.
yeah.
Who lives with Jake? Is Jake like in another room and you can like hear him yell out or what?
No, he's in the chat.
Chat on Twitch.
Oh, like the chat? Is there a chat?
Yeah.
Where's the chat?
If on Twitch
Yeah.
you can see.
Contraceptive.
You just told 3 people on the internet you're getting a vasectomy tomorrow.
Nice.
Is that how you spell contraceptive?
Yep.
Wait, where the hell's the chat? How do I see the chat?
It's on Twitch.
Twitch.tv/MattLockwood69.
Twitch dot.
Contraceptives. It should be an S at the end.
All right.
For sure.
Let me add music to honorable mentions.
Yeah, music deserves to be honorable mentions.
So the only other one I had on my list that didn't make it that I think will just probably be on honorable mentions is sliced bread.
I like that as honorable
That,
mention.
Yeah, that's a sweet.
That's
That's a
honorable
nice
mention.
honorable mention.
I don't know
I think-
I don't know how
I
it
feel
got
like,
the status of the invention. Not that great of an invention.
Yeah. I think we should have phone in honorable mention.
Phone, yep.
Yeah, I had telephone at 8, but
I'd phone and TV kind of early honorable mentions.
Yeah, I had like literally like a
TV
light
emergency.
bulb.
Flight. We'll put.
Yeah, I mean, they got covered by engine a little bit, but I'd be down with the flight.
Yeah,
Open-
flight. Yeah,
Opened strong at number 1 and got bumped off. That's been
Eh,
happening a
eh.
lot lately.
I get it. I get it.
What else? I have vaccines, which is kind of
I had vaccines at 12 too.
Well, I mean, we could put like modern medicine in general.
Sure.
I don't know. I mean, vaccines are good, but like anesthesia, just being able to actually do surgery.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
huge.
Penicillin and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, we could kind of lump all that in under just modern medicine.
Modern medicine. I like putting modern medicine on the list. Although vaccines would get play on the internet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if
Which-
it's honorable mentions, we can be a little loose with it. So we'll do vaccines to try to get some
Yeah.
people in the
It's
comments.
just- Yeah, some people are like, what are you talking about? That should be the first top. That should be the top honorable mention, honestly.
Yeah. We should actually just put vaccines on the list for the fuck of it. Put vaccines on.
No, listen. No, the full top 10 list is number 1, vaccines. Number 2, vaccines. Number 3, vaccines. All the way to 10.
We should do Pfizer vaccine 1, Moderna vaccine 2, Johnson Johnson,
Johnson
Johnson
5.
ivermectin 6.
Yeah. Vitamin D 7.
What else are we missing? Anything big? I had steel on my list, but I don't really care about it.
Yeah, I think that I get why you would add that.
Yeah, I mean we're diving. Yeah, it's diving into minutia compared
Concrete.
Calendars.
You got football in my honorable mentions.
to football.
Yeah, sport is just
Yeah.
simulated war.
Sports? I don't mind sports on the list.
Sports? I put sports.
Kind of goes in with
In football, especially though. 16 now, 17 days out of the year, the entire country shuts down and everyone just sits in their house and
Doesn't
watches
shut down.
something.
Every
Yeah, that's
store
not
is still
necessarily
open
a
on
good
Sundays.
thing. But again,
Yeah.
I guess we're not talking good or evil.
Football's close to religion though.
I have
As in,
soap.
it doesn't matter.
I wrote soap.
I have soap as well.
Shout out Dr. Squatch.
Specifically, Dr. Squatch soap.
Yeah, can we put
Which I
Dr.
was number one.
Squatch?
Yeah,
Can we
we'll
put
put
Dr. Squatch as honorable mentions?
Dr. Squatch soap. Honorable mention. Hell yeah.
Well, what about Central Air?
No.
No?
That's
Air conditioning? No? All right.
It's already said no. We've already said no. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, fuck AC, bro.
Yeah.
Like it's nice, but like we're just that's just
That's a comfort.
yeah.
Like
that's
a
comfort.
much more of a comfort thing.
How about slippers?
Shoes.
Just house
I think
slippers.
shoes.
Oh, shoes, not bad.
Sneakers at 4 or 24.
Yeah. Yeah, we should have shoes.
24.
Did you go all the way down to 24?
Yeah, I went down to 25. 25, I had nukes, so I got. I also had electric guitar at 23, race at 22.
Race?
Race?
Yeah,
You think a race
But
was invented?
it's a made up thing. Kinda.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that.
It was.
Mine was race /
Pigment of
racism.
skin is not a
You
we
argued your ass
created
off
we
against
gave it meaning
money,
when it meant nothing.
and you have a race.
It
on the
was not
list?
my top 10. I'm at 22 now, but it's right below electric guitar, or right below hoodies and above electric guitar.
Okay, we gotta go.
I do think you should put clothing as honorable mention.
Yeah,
Why? The
clothing's
world
in
would be
there.
better if we were all naked.
Clothing, blankets. Blankets
we
is a
don't-
huge one.
I will say this: we'd have a lot more
Textiles.
rules.
I mean, just textiles in general. Like once we
Men's
could knit, and the loom was huge.
Oh, a loom.
Mm.
Have you ever seen that
Xbox
movie
360.
Wanted?
I was at 17.
I saw Wanted. Yeah.
So yeah, for me at number 46, I had a clock.
Yeah.
How about
many
clocks?
did you guys
Pretty important.
I'm
How
just
many did you
kidding.
guys? Oh,
I stopped at
down,
25.
I think 15. I think.
Yeah, I usually stop at like 20-ish.
at number 32, I had the movie Shawshank Redemption.
That's a good one.
Right below All Star by Smash Mouth.
Also a good one. I think that's under music.
Can we put that in honorable mention? All Star by Shrek. That should be an honorable mention.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'll put Shrek,
Shrek.
down for sure. Shrek's on the list.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, that's our list. We have number 1 is the wheel, number 2 language, 3 electricity, 4 internet, 5 engine, 6 tools, 7 indoor plumbing, 8 gunpowder, 9 printing press, 10 contraceptives. Pretty good.
I think that's a solid list.
I like
think
it.
it's a solid
Solid
list.
I think we did it. Good job, boys.
We did it, boys. We did it.
Well done.
Thanks for coming on, James. It was fun.
Thanks for having me, guys. I miss you guys, and it's nice to spend time with you as well. And yeah, thanks for having me.
Let's hang out soon. We're gonna say bye to the stream. You can hang out on Discord for a second if you'd like.
All right, later,
I don't know what any
stream.
of that means.
I stream by Jake
Bye,
specifically.
Jake.
Bye, Jay.